On December 26, 2003, at 5:26 a.m., an earthquake would completely devastate a small city called Bam in the Kerman province of Iran. It would become known as the Bam earthquake and registered a magnitude of 6.7. When the earthquake struck, it was still the early hours of the morning, so most people were crushed and killed in their sleep. Over 26,000 people would be killed and more than 30,000 people injured, with a population of only 97,000. Iran suffers minor earthquakes almost daily due to its position on the tectonic plates, and the Bam earthquake of 2003 was caused by the Arabian plate moving northward against the Eurasian plate at about 3 centimeters per year in a right lateral strike-slip motion. To begin to understand why this earthquake was so devastating for Bam, we must first look at the infrastructure in the city. Almost all houses and buildings were made from mud bricks, and the buildings that were not did not comply with natural disaster regulations. And in Iran in general, there's not much earthquake education. As a result of this, 90% of the infrastructure in Bam was either severely damaged or destroyed. U.S. Relief Coordinator Bill Garvling described Bam as literally a pile of rubble. This also played a large role in the loss of life because due to the structure of the homes, the movement from the earthquake caused the heavy mud roofs of people's homes to collapse on them first. In addition to this, 29 aftershocks followed the initial earthquake, some even reaching up to 5.3 on the Richter scale, further destroying the area. One of the most devastating losses the people of Bam endured was the destruction of the Bam Citadel, which traces back to ancient times more than 2,000 years ago. This earthquake had many unexpected impacts on the community of Bam. 1/5 of teachers died in the earthquake, which profoundly affected the education in Bam for a long time after. Also, many of the people were psychologically disturbed after seeing their homes be destroyed and friends and family disturbed. In addition to this, after receiving aid and medical care from other countries, due to the weak regulations, many of people became severely addicted to opium, and by 2006, more than 50% of men were addicted and 15% of women. Many countries rushed to the aid of Iran and Bam after the earthquake, including the U.S. In return from aid for the U.S., Iran agreed to comply with the International Atomic Energy Agency, which required them to better monitor their nuclear interests. The reconstruction period for Bam was integral to their development. After facing so much destruction and death due to their ignorance about earthquake safety, they heeded advice and began rebuilding with all the infrastructure and complying with natural disaster regulations. And they even had an open forum system to allow the public to have a voice in how, where, and what the new buildings would be. As of 2018, the reconstruction of Bam was 99% complete, and they reopened their doors to tourism. After reconstruction, Bam is now the most earthquake-proof city in all of Iran.